I don't know. It's weird. The larger the gap becomes between standard and modern, the more I think maybe.
Yeah, I don't know if we need like actual frontier, but I do think that we're like approaching the need for that format to exist.
Yeah, it's really weird. The biggest thing is, I think the biggest thing that separates modern and standard is the land base. So
Yeah.
you have to juggle that. Like, where's the cutoff based on, do we want shock lands? Do we want fetch lands? Do we want, like, what kind of land base are we going to have for that format? Quinn on Pelt Collector Zoo. This is the second zoo deck we've seen tonight.
He was on camera last week. He won his round 1 match on camera last week, actually.
Okay. So we have that versus Hardened Scales. Both of them fairly similar in the fact that they're pretty quick, aggressive, but not combo decks.
Yeah. They both have the potential to actually win the game on turn 3.
Mm-hmm.
And yet neither of them are pulling off any like 2-3 card combos that do it. Instead, it's like, oh geez, if everything lines up, if the stars align and I have the really good draw, I get there.
Mm-hmm. This is just, I think, good old base Magic, which is, you don't see that a lot in Modern anymore, at least not on both sides.
Yeah, these guys are both playing like surface level Magic.
Mm-hmm. Very synergistic, but nothing inherently like busted, no combos, no crazy stuff.
And I think one of the important things is that a lot of the interaction is happening in the red zone. During combat is where like basically all of the interaction these two will do with each other is going to happen.
And that is good old fashioned Magic. That is draft level Magic.
That is the way Richard Garfield himself intended it.
Yep. No, I think it's count to 10.
Yeah, he wanted you to count to 10.
All right, Lillian. I don't play enough standard. It would be, or I don't play often enough to play standard. It'd be a waste of money. That is a legitimate concern.
Yeah.
I think if you don't play at least like once a week, if not like every other week, it's hard to invest in standard, at least competitively.
Yeah, you either need to know that like the events you're going to are big standard events, or you need to be playing often enough that you feel like you're getting your monies out of it, knowing that it is only going to last for 2 years.
Yeah.
Or at the worst, like your deck lasts 3 months and the new set like kills it.
Yeah, or like you have to, the meta is these things that are going to rotate soon or something like that. So it's like it is generally over the long run one of the more expensive formats, kind of. Like it depends, like over the way long run, but
yeah. In the end, obviously, like deck cost is lower, but you do have to purchase decks more often.
All right, so we're here, kind of a slower start, not
slower start.
Slower start in the meaning of they're taking their time. They're not just like slamming cards down.
Yeah, this is a more methodical game.
Right.
They're playing with deliberation.
Yes. So they are both, or at least Quinn here is off to a very quick start, having a Pelt Collector on 2 and then 2 Goblin Guides. So just swinging in for 6 on turn 2. Corey over here played a Darksteel Citadel and then an Arcbound Worker, and then another Citadel and now a Hangerback Walker.
If he lives one more turn, he's actually in pretty good shape. He has an Arcbound Ravager in his hand, so he's going to be able to sack everything to put all the counters on the Hangerback Walker, and then kill it to Arcbound Ravager again, so he makes a bunch of chump blockers, and makes it really tough for Quinn to ever get through.
You can't put a bunch of counters on it. Not yet.
Yeah, he would need like a Hardened Skills to really put a lot of counters on it.
Or a second sacrifice outlet. If he can get all, like, sacrifice the Worker to the Ravager, sacrifice one of his lands to the Ravager, and then sacrifice... Oh, no, he can sacrifice... Oh, if he can sacrifice the Ravager to itself, put all the counters on the Hangerback Walker, and then find a way to sacrifice the Hangerback Walker after that, then he'll have, like, just infinite chump blockers.
Yeah. Oh, no, he's just going to chump block there?
Well, it also... Something got bolted there, so...
Oh.
Sure.
That makes sense. Yeah.
So he was trying to just get the counter on it.
Yeah, trying to grow.
Yeah. And Quinn was having none of it.
Quinn did not want to let it grow, as it were.
Let it grow.
No, please. I made the joke, but
You didn't want the follow up.
No, I wasn't ready for the Lorax.
All right, so here we're on second Pelt Collector. This is showing how unimpressive the card can be.
Did you see though? He played a land. He's got 3 mana. It's Surge. Oh no Reckless Bushwhacker.
No,
that would have been
really good.
That would have ended the game probably.
Yeah, Reckless Bushwhacker, trigger my Pelt Collector.
Ooh, Corey draws 2 lands. Quinn just giving him the cards. Take it. Enjoy.
Not sure how much that matters. Quinn has a lot of pressure on board, and Hardened Scales doesn't really have a good way to deal with it.
Yeah.
Is this another bolt?
Oh, jeez. I kind of hope not for Corey.
Yeah, it is.
Wow. Yeah, that's looking pretty rough.
Yeah, I'm not sure Corey's coming on this one. I see Ancient Stirrings. He does have a Forest. I think he has 2 Inkmoth Nexus. Yeah, plays Inkmoth. He has Arcbound and Worker. So he's trying to squabble together a defense, but I think it's too late. Hardened Scales Affinity is a very snowbally deck, right?
Yeah, you need to build up a little bit of a board presence and then roll it into just like, oops, I killed you out of nowhere.
Yeah, exactly. It's not something that you like, where you see something like Dredge where they can have no board presence and then off of like 1 card all of a sudden have like 5 or 6 creatures on the board that are like decently relevant.
Yeah, it's not like randomly explosive. Alright, now we're going to try and eat this Goblin Guide.
Yeah, this is him. He's trying to...
He's going to go to 2.
He's going to go to 2, which is... He's already... Quinn has already used 2 Lightning Bolts.
Yeah.
But he now has 3 lethal creatures. He does have lands that can animate to Chump. Corey does. But... I still think that he is still very much on the back foot trying to find something.
Yeah, I think his best bet here, honestly, would be to be able to play a Walking Ballista here. If he has a Walking Ballista, he can sacrifice his lands.
He does.
Oh, he does. Yeah, he might actually just be able to blow up the board here.
Or kill Quinn. If he...
Oh, yeah. Let's see.
If he's just 1, like animate Inkmoth and then...
3, 4...
Oh, and he gets attacked with Ravager? Yeah, I think he's dead. Wow. This was a turnaround.
Yeah.
He needed exactly Walking Ballista and Hardened Scales. I don't even think he needed the Hardened Scales, honestly. Although it helped.
Yeah. Puts him to 3.
Wait, he didn't activate Inkmoth in response?
He doesn't really have to, though.
Yeah, if he has enough to just kill him.
Well, yeah, because he attacks for 7 and then moves all the counters to Ballista. Oh,
yeah. I kept forgetting that he was like actually attacking with Arcbound. I was like, oh man, how is he gonna deal 10 damage with Ballista itself this turn?
Yeah, no, I think he was short a little bit if he had to do it all that way.
Yep.
Jeez.
That was wow. That was it. Like we were just saying how that could not happen, and it happened.
Yeah, you need like a small board presence, but like
I mean, they kind of had it there, right?
Yeah,
like he had the Ravager and then the Hardened Scales, and then the board presence was the fact that his lands were all artifacts.
Yeah, it's weird what counts as board presence sometimes.
Yeah,
I would normally not have called it that.
Yeah, exactly. So Corey on Hardened Scales, his sideboard is 1 Grafdigger's Cage, 1 Shaper's Sanctuary. That's interesting. 3 Dampening Spheres. 2 Dismember, 2 Relic of Progenitus, 2 Karn Sign of Urza, and 4 Nature's Claim. What are you bringing in here?
Let's see. I'm probably bringing in 4 Nature's Claims, just to gain life.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think there's anything you really care about from the other side that you're hitting with this.
Mm-hmm.
But gaining 4 life is huge. And honestly, that might be it. I could see bringing in Dismembers, but paying 4 life to kill something is not exactly where you want to be in this matchup.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it might be good if there's somehow like a 5/5 Pelt Collector, you're saving yourself 1 life, but but like plus attacking, but I don't know, it still seems loose.
The other thing is, sometimes it like actually just doesn't work at all.
Mm-hmm.
Like if they're just like playing Death Shadow,
yeah, it just doesn't do enough.
Sometimes it's just like, oops, it's a 7/7.
Yeah,
-5/-5 doesn't even kill it.
How do you feel about Karn though? Because it can minus twice, make tokens that are, but with artifact lands, probably bigger than their creatures.
I don't know if
there's slow, but
if there's a matchup for it, this might be it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what other matchups you're bringing Karn in for. Maybe Control.
Yeah, like Control to just get the plus value.
Yeah, there you're bringing in Shaper Sanctuary too. So yeah. Probably just trying to do that. Quinn, 4 Ingot Chewer, a Gut Shot, 2 Grim Lava Man, 1 Thoughtseize, 1 Fatal Push, 2 Remorseful Cleric, 1 Burrington Forge Tender, an Alpine Moon, and 2 Shriek Maw. What do you think about this one?
Okay. Shriek Maw does say non-artifact, right? Non-black, non-artifact?
It does indeed.
Okay, that's what I thought. 4 Ingot Chewer seems like greedy, but obviously you're bringing him in, right?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it just seems greedy to have 4 in your sideboard.
Yeah.
But whatever. The Gut Shot, I guess.
Yeah, you get to snipe stuff sometimes.
Yeah, you get to play their Arcbound, and then you just like kill it before anything else can happen.
Yep.
And then honestly, Grim Lava Man too.
Yeah.
Just because it can like be very disruptive for the same reason. So and then Thoughtseize, Fatal Push, and Fatal Push. Honestly, I could see them bringing them all in, and then having this really aggressive Pelt Collector Zoo deck turn into more of like a tempo-y kill you deck. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Sometimes you'll still draw like this dumb explosive start.
Yeah.
But if you don't, you're just like, all right, play Pelt Collector, Ingot Chewer, get 2 Pelt Collector triggers while I blow up your like setup cards.
Yep.
And then start like pushing your guys and
exactly,
shocking everything with Grim Lava Mancer.
Yeah, and you're just trying to like control the board and have 1 to 2 good threats.
Yeah.
So you just kind of lateral into this like same mindset that we saw the last 2 decks win with, which was tempo. You play like 1 to 2 threats and then ways to stop your opponent from stopping you, which in this matchup is stopping them from developing a board.
How can your opponent stop you if you stop them from stopping you?
Probably by stopping you from stopping them from stopping you. That would be my guess, but I could be wrong.
No, they actually just walk away and give up. They're like, I don't want to. I don't play this anymore. You made me feel bad.
Big brain plays.
You made me feel bad.
Feel so bad.
Okay, that's a start.
It's two.
When did he cycle to Street Wraith? He was on the play, right? Did he miss a land drop and cycle to Street Wraith?
Yep. And then ditch a Death Shadow. And his opponent goes land, double welding jar, animation module.
Oh no. This looks so bad.
Hey, he found one.
Okay.
It's not green, though.
The way he flipped that over tells me that he was absolutely going to concede if that was not a land.
I mean, yeah. Look at that board.
It's intimidating, especially when you started the game by dealing 4 to yourself and not getting there.
Yeah. And if Corey just untaps and plays an Arcbound here, oh my god.
Did Quinn keep 7?
Yeah.
Jeez. Obviously there's a thought pattern here, which is clearly if I hit a land that casts all my spells, he must win, right? He must see that there's no way he loses.
I wonder if he has multiple Ingot Chewers in his hand and thinks, well, because game 1 Corey was very slow.
Yeah.
Right? So he's if I can just keep this tempo pace with him, whatever. If he has Pelt Collector, double Pelt Collector, double Ingot Chewer in his hand, oh my god.
Yeah, and those are the reasons why you're like, whoa, this I would keep a no lander, especially with 2 street wraiths.
Yeah, and you find any fetch land, and then all of a sudden you can just like Pelt collect. Yeah,
but this is what happens when you don't.
Yeah. I mean, that's what happens when you play very greedy mana bases and then get greedy with it.
Yeah, like once you the greed can only come in one of 2 ways. If you built a conservative mana base, then it's like, okay, I can play greedy. I can keep greedy hands.
Yeah.
You know, like that works because you built your deck that way. But if you build your deck to have these greedy mana bases,
that's the greed. You can't
that's
get
it.
Anymore.
If you go greedy in game, you're going to get punished for it very regularly.
Yeah, I've seen it. I've seen it pan out a few times, and when it happens, your opponent feels bad, right? Because you're like, wow, you kept a no-lander and got there.
Yeah.
But like a good 70 to 90% of the time, you just don't get there, and you feel bad. You feel like an idiot. You're like, wow.
Yeah. I was listening to Jeff Hoagland talk about something like this on stream. He was talking about one-landers.
Okay.
And he said, when I'm playing Modern, he was playing Burn. He's against Storm, and he's got a hand that's got Rest in Peace and 2 Eidolons. This is like a stupid good hand against Storm.
Right.
They can't win through any of these cards. They need to have Echoing Truths and Wipeaways to beat these.
Right.
And they still get punished for playing them.
Right.
And he's like, people in his chat are like, don't keep this one-lander. Don't keep this. It's a one-lander and you have no 1-drops in hand. And he goes, no, I'm keeping this. When I evaluate a hand like this that's a one-lander,
yeah,
I asked myself, am I going to win the game if I draw a land? Because if so, the risk-reward is so in my favor that even when I get punished, drawing a land a turn, 2 turns late, is still so powerful. So it doesn't even matter. And I think that might have been Quinn's thinking. But it just doesn't pan out the same way when the difference between I'm missing my second land and I'm missing my only land are just very different.
And whereas you could consider Burn to be a quote-unquote greedy mana base just because it plays so few. But even then, they're not playing crazy few, right? They're on anywhere between 18 and 20.
Yeah.
Which is fine. And I'm sure Pelt Collectors was on something similar. I think they're on 18 usually. But you're also on 3 to 4 colors technically.
Yeah. I mean, you obviously you draw a fetch land and you're super excited if you're Quinn there.
Yeah.
But when you do what he did and you drew a shock land,
that probably
wasn't the colors he needed.
Yeah.
That's just absolutely he was punished for it.
Exactly. Sometimes it happens like that.
If Guy Fieri played a deck, what would it be? Cephalid Breakfast. Cephalid Breakfast is the deck Guy Fieri would play. He likes a spicy cephalid breakfast.
Yeah, for sure. Oh, eggs? Oh, yeah, he could play eggs too.
Yeah, I mean anything that is even remotely food related.
Panza, technically.
Yeah, Panza, the Panza, the basically fried calzone dish from